Hello everyone. Hello. Yes, I am live again. Did not give you much warning this time. That's okay. Today we're going to be talking about Bibles and picking Bibles and choosing Bibles and what we look at when we're going to be picking a Bible, or what I look at. And you're welcome to share your things in the chat box or in the comments if this is in the replay. So yeah, stick around. My live streams are, as always, brought to you by my wonderful patrons over on Patreon. They are Eric, Cheryl, and Catherine. So yes, please take a look at Patreon if you want to think about supporting me over there and helping this ministry keep going and being like a sponsor of all the live streams, which is pretty cool. So today we're going to talk about different Bibles. So I have a link in the description to the Bibles that I have. So that way if you want to know more about any of them, you can. So this really came about because I've been thinking about what would I look for if I'm going to be getting a new Bible. And I have a lot of Bibles already, so I figured we could talk about them. And some people I know who have always given me good advice on picking Bibles have told me there's certain verses you should look at and see how those verses are worded before you think about getting your Bible. So this is the first Bible I had when I was a kid. It was my first communion Bible, and I really still like this Bible a lot, mainly because I like the size of it. So I did remember this time I was prepared. I brought over my ruler so we could measure Bibles too and talk about how big they actually are, because sometimes that makes a difference when you're picking a Bible. This Bible is almost 9 inches tall, and then if we go wide, put it at the edge, it's about 5.5 there. Let's get the tabs in. So this is size-wise, this is a Bible that I had as a kid growing up, and it was my first communion Bible. It is a Protestant Bible though. It's a New King James Version, and it's a Precious Moments Bible. My mom has always loved the Precious Moments, so she got me this one, and this is the one I used growing up as a kid all the time. I can't believe it's actually in pretty decent shape yet. I took such good care of it. You can even tell, my handwriting in it when I first got it was interesting. So, yeah. But it was my first communion gift. So, let's see. One of the things, I have a friend who has usually helped me pick out Bibles. We did some stuff in college together, and he's a pretty cool guy. But he always had this thing saying you should look at certain verses. And one of the verses he always said to look at was to see how they talked about John chapter 6, because John chapter 6 is the bread of life discourse. And he'd always do just read it again. I think he just wanted me to read John chapter 6 more often. So every time we'd look for a Bible, he'd be like, did you read John chapter 6? I'm like, that's a long chapter, right? But the bread from heaven discourse, where Jesus says he is the bread of life. He's not speaking in metaphors, that type of a thing. And then the one that one of my other friends used to tell me about, she would always tell me to look at the Annunciation. So let's look at the Annunciation in this one. That's in Luke, the beginning of Luke, and it's Luke 1:28. So when the angel comes to Mary and says stuff, and he goes he usually says, "Hail full of grace," is how we translate it in the Catholic tradition. This one here says, "Rejoice, highly favored one." So that's one verse that I know a friend would always look at when she was getting them. So yeah, this is a Bible that I kind of always like the size. It's not really as white as it used to be. I think it looks whiter in the camera than it actually does in person. But yeah, this is one I've had for a long time. I've talked about these Bibles before. But when I look for Bibles now, I usually look for Catholic Bibles because I have a lot of Catholic Bibles. These ones are both Catholic Youth Bibles, and I do like these ones a lot because they have a lot of interesting articles in them. So when I'm going through trying to figure out what Bible, if I'm getting a new one, I like having the articles sometimes because it helps explain things. And both of these have roughly the same articles. This one has more because it's newer. It has more articles than this one, but this was the original Catholic Youth Bible, and this is the newer one. So yeah, I like these both. They have these nice articles as you're going through them, so they tell you stuff about what's going on. When it starts a new book, it gives you information on the book, talks about it, and then there's like little articles throughout to help, so you help know what's going on. So I kind of always liked that when I was looking for a new Bible. Hi Eric, good to see you made one. The kind of Bibles that I don't particularly like getting are the, like, I call them the economy edition Bibles, but I have some of them because this was a gift that I got for my confirmation, and so I have it. It's the New American Bible, but I always call these the economy ones because they're like the paper covers. They're just not my favorite Bible. But since we got this one out, let's look at that beginning of Luke again and see what this one says. Hail, favored one, New American Bible. I think the RSV is the only one that actually says the way I like it in here. Let's see. Oh no, this is the NRSV. So the New Revised Standard Version does say greetings, favored one. So I think it's the RSV. So I have some of them, we can check. Then like these ones here, like the economy size ones I'm saying, like these ones, this one has a paper cover too, but this paper cover is like a thicker paper cover than these ones. This is like just a normal book cover. I've never really been a big fan of the ones that are just like normal books. And I really am not a fan of this Bible too much because it just doesn't look very inspiring when you open it up and have, well, there's at least lots of notes in this one sometimes, so that's a good thing, but I've never really been a fan of this Bible. On the other hand, this one here is more of like book size, like it's a bigger book size than the other one, so I know some of you like numbers. Well, let's figure this one out here. This one for height is just over 9 inches, so it's bigger than the Precious Moments one. And, well, it depends where you're looking, like if you're going to cut it off where my tabs are or not, but it's just 6.5 and then almost 7 with the tabs. But yeah, like this one, I mean, I like it. These are nice Bibles. I used this one all through high school. I got this one when I started high school, and I used it all the way through because it has a lot of the articles that I liked in it, and it had maps, so I knew where things were, because that's always good. And I also really liked how it would put in pictures in the back, so I did like this one a lot growing up. And honestly, the Catholic Youth Bibles are pretty great. They're put out by St. Mary's Press, so yeah. If you're looking for this exact one, there's a link in the description. This was the first edition of the Catholic Youth Bible. It came out in the NRSV and the NAB. This was the first edition, and then they came out with a second edition that was expanded. That was this one. This is the NAB edition, the New American Bible edition. They also had an NRSV, a New Revised Standard Version edition. So, and now they're on like the third edition, so they've got like a newer one yet, but these are the ones I have, and I do like them. Okay. Let's see, then, like, I really love this Bible. This one has been the one I've used the most basically since high school. This is my Revised Standard Version, Second Catholic Edition. I love this Bible. Like, it's got like that leatherette cover, but it's like a smooth, like silky-ish feel. It's hard to describe, but like I like this Bible a lot. But it just gets a little bit big sometimes. So let's measure it so we can give you numbers on it. So it's like 6.5-ish. Yeah, it's hard to tell. And then it's over almost 9.5 for height. So, but yeah, I like this one a lot. I really love this translation, and you can tell I've read through this a few times. I've got just a little bit of highlighting in the Psalms, and I do have notes in margins throughout this one a little bit, not as much. But this one, they don't have too many notes in the margins, so it's kind of hard sometimes to know what they're talking about. They do cross-reference extensively, though, so that's always nice. And then this one does have maps in the back, which is convenient. I always like maps, so I know what's going on in the things. Oh yes, Eric, you have this one too. Yes, I love this Bible. Yes, I do. I like this Bible a lot. It's been one that I used this one almost exclusively since since high school. When I started college, I got this Bible, and I also got my New Testament and Psalms, which is the same translation, the New Revised Standard Version. I really love this size though. Like, if I could find a full Bible that's about this size, that would be perfect. This one's just New Testament and Psalms, and I have 2 copies. You might remember me talking about this on my other video about Bibles. One of the copies was given to me in Minneapolis, St. Paul, Minneapolis, in Minnesota, when we were on Crossroads, because I hadn't had one, so it was very convenient. I was looking for mine and I had left mine at home. But I love the size of this Bible. It's not even 7 inches. And that this way it's like 4.5. It is like the perfect sized Bible to hold on to. I just love this Bible. This has to be one that I have actually carried this one around. This one has notes in it. One of the copies has a lot more notes in than the other. But yeah, like I made notes in the margins all the way through. This one doesn't have the biggest margins, but hey, it's a small Bible. That's okay. It's just New Testament and Psalms though. Oh, and we should check that verse for the Annunciation. Hail full of grace for Luke 1:28. So the Revised Standard Version, not the New Revised Standard Version, has it. Hello, Lou, Johanna. But do I have an all-time favorite Bible? This would probably be one of them because it's one that I've carried either one of my New Testaments around, or these ones are the ones I've used the most since high school. I really love this translation. So I love the Revised Standard Version, not the New Revised Standard Version, the Revised Standard Version, Second Catholic Edition. And these were, if you had asked me like a month ago what my favorite Bible is, it would be this one hands down. So, but then we all know what happened a few weeks ago when Ascension Press sent me their new Bible. And that's the one that I'm still getting used to it. I've just started reading through it and starting to use it, but it's the Revised Standard Version, Second Catholic Edition, just like my favorite ones, which are these ones here. This one's a little bit larger, I think, than the other one. Let me compare them here a little bit. It's about the same size this way, so that's good to know. They're actually almost identical in size. One's thicker though. Obviously, the Ascension Press one is thicker than the Ignatius Bible, which is okay. But I love this translation, so having this translation in this Bible, I'm going to show you why I like this one even more. There is a little bit more of a margin than in some other Bibles. I mean, I'm not saying it's a lot of a margin because honestly, it's not a lot of a margin, but it's better than in some Bibles. So like, and then when you get towards into like Psalms is where I usually look for see what the margins look like, because Psalms don't go all the way across. But like in Psalms, it's about the same margin space that you'd get in the Ignatius Bible. But I do like the paper in this one better. It takes pen better. So that's good to know. The Ignatius Press Bible has slightly like shiny pages. It's hard to describe, but it doesn't always, they're like very smooth and they don't take pen very well. Like you need to let it dry because otherwise it would smudge and everything. So, but yeah, this one takes pen better. Good to know. The RSV CE, yes, Revised Standard Version is my favorite translation. First or Second Catholic Edition, I don't really care as long as it's the Revised Standard Version. I love that one for prayer. Sometimes I do read, when I read the readings of the day, I'll read them in the New American as well, because that's what you're going to hear at Mass, and sometimes it jars you a little to hear a different translation. But yeah, so this Bible, let's measure it up then, because we're talking about picking a Bible. This Bible here is not quite 9.5. Let's see if we can show that. Not quite 9.5 there. Have to remember I don't have tabs on this one yet, so. And not quite 6.5, about 6.25. So it's a nice sized Bible, and it's about almost 2 inches, 1 3/4 down the side for height. But this Bible here, I kind of like it. Anyway, but yeah, picking a Bible, I'd pick one with this translation, the RSV CE. I don't like this one at least has a cover that doesn't feel like it's going to fall apart. This one you can tell, even with it having the slightly laminated paper cover, I have beat it up enough that it's starting to fall apart. Yeah, a little bit more than it probably should have been. But this was my backpack copy in high school, so it survived pretty well. But as long as it's not like, I'm just not a fan of the paper covers. They bug me. So I like having the leather or fake leather or whatever leather. Like these two are both probably fake leather. I don't remember. I think this one was like some kind of leather. But this one I'm pretty sure is imitation leather. But yeah. Oh my goodness, it has an old phone number for me in there. That's funny. Okay. Anyway, like, yeah, but when I go to pick a Bible, I usually look at translation. Price also becomes a factor because price is just a factor. When you have to buy something, it's sometimes, yeah, you have to look at price. And I don't always like looking at price, but you have to. So this is honestly like my favorite one though, because I can fit it in anything I'm taking with me. It's just New Testament and Psalms, which kind of sucks sometimes when you want something that has the whole Old Testament in. So yeah, I'm still like, these ones are both like, again, these are like my favorite translations is this one, the RSV Second Catholic Edition. So none of these are really full travel Bibles. This one is the closest to like the travel size that I love, but it doesn't have the Old Testament in. So I'd love to find something about this size that's the whole thing. I don't mind if it's even a little thicker, but I haven't found it yet. So if you know how to find that perfect Bible, let me know. So yeah, I just figured I'd share with you what I look for when I'm looking for a Bible. I usually look at size, and translation is the most important thing to me. So yeah, size and translation, and then I go, can I afford it? There's some I'm looking for. I'd like to get one with nice margins so that I could take more notes, but I've been struggling to find one that's a good translation that I like. A lot of the ones that have wider margins aren't the RSV. So I'm struggling with that yet. If you have any solutions for that, that'd be wonderful. Canada. Oh, hello, Trainmaster. You have an Oxford RSVCE zipper compact. That sounds like the perfect size. A zipper compact one. Like this one, I have bent so many pages over. I'm surprised it's actually held up as well as it has, because this one did travel with me for a while. But I usually have to like put it inside of like a laptop case. I'd put it in my laptop case and not my laptop in the laptop case because I was more worried about my Bible. Kind of funny, but true story. And this one has just gotten beat up so much, like, but I love it. I love this size. This is, if I could find a full Bible this size, perfect. The Oxford is the second edition, has both the Old and New Testaments. I'm gonna have to look into that because I like the smaller Bibles for to carry with me, but I love one with bigger margins. If you guys know of any super big margined RSV Bible, that would be lovely. Because like even just like paging through these, some of them have like a blank page before they start the new book, but that's not what I mean by space in the margin for notes. So yes, we do need a wide margin Catholic Bible. Oh, I agree. Totally. Yes. The KJV is usually what you find, or the NIV, the New International Version, is the one that most of the journaling Bibles are, and they have super wide margins, which is nice. I do think there might be a journaling Bible out by Blessed is She that would have bigger margins. Let me double check right now, because now I'm curious. But yeah, we do need a wide margin Bible that's not going to cost me a fortune, that's a decent translation, because like a Catholic translation. Let's see what we've got. Anyway, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm just like, we need a wide margin Bible. Would love that. I do like the Ignatius Bible, especially the littler one. It's like, I like to carry it around. This has been well used, well loved. I've read through the Gospels a lot with this one. Douay-Rheims is wonderful. I have Douay-Rheims translation is in my Latin Missal, has the Douay-Rheims translation along with the Vulgate. So that's really fun to go through when I do that. I don't have a full Douay-Rheims hard copy though. I do have quite a lot of translations on my computer because I have the Verbum study guide thing. So Yeah, that's always fun. Okay, let's see. I wanted to see if they had that Bible. I can't find it. Yeah. Okay, the Catholic Journaling Bible is by Blessed Is She. It's a New American Bible, though, so it's not my favorite translation, but it's a Catholic Bible with wide margins. The only thing, it looks more like a book to me. It doesn't look like a Bible. I'll drop the link into chat if anybody's curious. But like, it doesn't look like it looks like a hardcover book, really, like a cloth-bound hardcover book. So that's, yeah, RSV all the way. I just love the RSV. RSV is great. So what's my daily reading? I usually read out of the RSV, and I usually do the daily mass readings, or I'm reading through the Bible again. I'm kind of jump around based on what I'm in the mood for, but I love reading through the Psalms. The Psalms just get me, and I like to write notes about them as I read them. But you can tell that this is, obviously, these pages are shiny, like I've said, so they don't take pen very well, and that they kind of smear. But I like to write notes about the Psalms as I'm reading through. I like to get a lot of notes. Some of these get pretty detailed, but as you can see, like, it comes through on the other side from when I closed the book and this was wet yet, and it annoys me sometimes when the pages don't take ink well, because sometimes I like to have my notes in my Bible so that I know what was speaking to me at the time. So yeah, this is kind of a bit of a rambly video, but I just wanted to talk about picking Bibles because I have not found the perfect Bible yet. I don't think the perfect Bible exists, which is kind of sad because we all need a perfect Bible. Let's see, yeah. Yes, definitely. Audio Bible. Ooh, the audio Bible sounds like fun. Listen to the Bible in Maccabees. I love reading through Maccabees. Maccabees is pretty cool. It has a lot of interesting stories in. Like the one story that Jesus actually answered from the questions of the woman who had 7 husbands is actually a story in Maccabees. So that's pretty awesome. Yeah. So anyway, this is my rambly video talking about Bibles, because mainly just to say I haven't found the perfect one yet, and I'm still looking. My ideal would be to get 2 different Bibles. One of them would be more of like my stay-at-home one, and one would be my travel one. And my travel one would be about this size. I don't mind if it's a little thicker. Even double thickness wouldn't bug me too much. But like a nice RSV travel Bible with the whole thing. And then I also want to get like just a nice Bible that has a nice cover, like a nice leather-bound Bible that's an RSV that has wide margins, notes, cross-references, all the things. Like this one has articles and the cross-references and all the notes and stuff in the bottom, in the notes section, and it has like the maps and everything, but it doesn't have as wide of margins as I would love to have in a Bible, so we'll see. I use the Pocket app. Make a Catholic audio Bible. Yeah, the Catholic audio Bibles are really kind of cool. They actually have some dramatized ones. They've dramatized some of the books of the Bible on Formed. My diocese uses Formed, so the parish has Formed, and I put it on Friday. I started playing Matthew's Gospel because that's the one they were featuring, and it's really kind of cool to listen to the audio drama, like the dramatized audio Bible from the Gospels. It was pretty cool to listen to. Anyway, I liked that. Won't send a link. That's weird. That's okay. I can look it up. But yeah, okay. I see a link here. It came through to me at least. So let's see. Okay. But anyway, I don't have anything else really about Bibles unless you had a question, because I was just like thinking about Bibles this week because I've been starting to use this Bible more for my daily reading so that I could do a better a better review of this Bible. So I've been starting to use this one more. That's why my tabs have moved around. And I was just been thinking about not finding the perfect Bible yet, because this one, much as I love it, doesn't have wide enough margins. Look at the Cambridge Minion, unfortunately Protestant Bible. That would be an awesome Catholic travel Bible if they made it in the RSV second Catholic edition. Yeah, like the RSV second Catholic edition is, like, in my opinion, the best translation of the Bible. And it's very accurate to the original languages and really cross-references quite nicely with original languages, which is really really nice one. So yeah, that's just, someday they'll make the perfect Bible, but I haven't found it yet. And even with studying biblical languages and talking to biblical studies, like people who do that for like their living, who have, yeah, but like the RSV Second Catholic Edition is pretty great. So they totally need to make the perfect size. So yeah, I would love a nice travel Bible that's RSV Second Catholic Edition, as well as a nice wide margined, nice bound book that's not, doesn't like some of these journaling Bibles, much as they're pretty and everything, they look like a hardcover book. And I want, if I'm going to have a Bible, I want it to be like, I want it to be something that I can like carry around and that looks like a Bible, that you're not going to go, oh, what are you reading? You'll be like, hey, it's a Bible. So, oh yeah, Faith Wisdom, I might need to like get someone to make me a Bible. How's my Latin? Yes, I don't have the Vulgate in a hard copy. I have it on Verbum on my computer. I do have the full text, but in my, I have so many things that I'm trying not to tip over anything behind me here. But in my Latin missal, it uses the Vulgate translation and the Douay-Rheims for all of the readings and things. So if I know what I'm looking for and I find that that reading in here, I can read it in Latin as well. So that makes me happy, because I do like Latin a lot. I really like Latin a lot. Like, if you didn't know this about me, Latin's great. We should all just speak Latin again. Anyway, it would take care of a lot of translation issues in the church. But I do like this one because it has the English and the Latin text. So I do go back and read when I know what I'm looking for, if I know where to find it in here. It's kind of sometimes tricky to find the readings you're looking for in this book and in the missal, because you need to like figure out where it is in the missal before you can find the translation that you're looking for. But yeah, I do try to do that sometimes. It all depends. But yeah, I love the Vulgata is beautiful. When you read it in Latin, it's pretty wonderful. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I don't really have much else. So I was just, talking about Bibles, because Bibles are important. Is your Verbum Bronze enough resources? The portfolio is too much. I think the portfolio is a bit much. I have Verbum Bronze. If anyone's wondering what Eric's talking about, let's see if I can pop up my screen for you so you guys can see what I'm looking at. Verbum is a really awesome software. Okay, let's see if I can get their screen capture. It's not showing it. Oh, there we go. Display capture. Okay, so you're gonna see like everything on my screen right now. Sorry about that. But Verbum is a website that gives you access to a program by Faith Life is the company, and it's a Christian company. And Verbum is the Catholic version of Logos, and it gives you access to all of these resources, and it cross-references everything, and it is pretty awesome. I honestly really like Verbum a lot. I have the bronze edition, so they have different, where is it? Trying to make sure that I tell you the right thing. They have different, what's it called? Yeah. Anyway, they have slightly different things. My thing is being weird. Okay. So, but anyway, yeah, they have different levels of that you can get for your study, different library levels. And I currently have a bronze one, I believe. I would love to get a silver or gold because they have more of the Bible translations and more of the languages that I'd like to be able to use. Because I would love something Greek as well. Ever shocked Protestant with my Bible knowledge? I don't know. I don't really have that many conversations with people about the Bible out loud, really, which is kind of sad because, but yeah, we don't really talk much with people about the Bible beyond Catholics usually. I can tell you what's in John 6 though pretty well, and I do know enough about some of the Mariology in the Bible, so that's always interesting. Do you know a bilingual Latin-English Bible? I don't have one. I know that they have a bilingual Latin-English Bible that is the Douay-Rheims and the Clementine Vulgata. And I don't have it. I've seen it though, and it's beautiful. I don't know if they print it anymore, because it was the copy I saw was an old copy. Yeah. I also do have some Spanish language Bibles at work, because I work in a bilingual setting where Spanish and English, so I have a bilingual Bible itself, and then I have some Spanish editions so that I can look things up when I need to. But yeah. Let's see. Ooh, my computer does weird things sometimes. Okay. I think I stayed on though, but yeah, that's all I've really got for you. Someday we'll find the perfect Bible, and we will all have a perfect Bible, and it will be beautiful. How should a Catholic study the Bible? Honestly, I usually pick, sorry, I hit the table that my computer's sitting on and it moved. For Bible study stuff, I usually look to the daily readings. So I look at the daily readings, and then I also cross-reference things in study Bibles or commentaries. This is the New Testament Catholic Study Bible, the RSV. And I love this one because, okay, on the top, this is the text of the Bible. And all of this is like the study Bible part that has all the notes. I absolutely love it. Yeah, I really love looking things up in this and then like looking at the notes. I also have behind me somewhere, a Bible dictionary. As everything goes tumbling down on my shelf. You know when you take all your Bibles off the shelf, you get like this gap and then everything collapses. But I also have this one here so you can look up different things that are going on in the Bible. Like if you're looking at a name, you can look up a name or see like what things are in here. Like if you look up and see, what does a jot mean when they talk about jots in the Bible? It's literally a letter, but like, yeah, this is a really good resource to have. But usually I have done some non-Catholic Bible study type stuff, but I usually read it in my Catholic Bible and then look it up and see what the commentaries in the Catholic Church say of it. So there's all of that. There are Catholic Bible studies available. Ascension Press does quite a few because they have the Great Adventure Bible Study, which is a really good Bible study. They also have a teen version of it, the Teen Timeline, I think it's called, or something like that. Teen Timeline or something, Teen Bible Timeline. There's a teen version. There's also a middle school version called Encounter, which is really kind of cool too. So they've got a lot of resources there. Yeah. Off topic, do you speak any other language? Yes, I studied Spanish for 8 years in school. I haven't really used it much for the last 8 years, except for the last 2 months when I moved, and now I'm using my Spanish more. So yes, I do speak Spanish sometimes. My Spanish isn't great yet. I do much better with listening, and I can read and write it, but the speaking is I still struggle a little bit. And I also did study Latin. I can read Latin pretty well-ish. As a kid, I knew a little bit of German. I can still swear in German and talk pleasantries in German, so there's that. Because I am like 100% German, so it all makes sense. Okay, Eric, you'd like to see a video more in depth on Verbum? Yes. Yeah, the portfolio is quite pricey. I really do like Verbum. I originally got Verbum. It's the online suite, really. Let's see if it'll come up. But like, do I even have it on this computer? I'm on a computer I normally don't do all of my stuff on. I don't think I even have Verbum installed on it. Because I'm on my laptop. I have Verbum on my desktop. I probably should just install it on my laptop, but I have never gotten that far, apparently. It was on my old laptop. This laptop is new as of this year. I had to replace it because my other one died. But yes, yes, Verbum is pretty great. Yeah, I could totally do a video on that. That would be kind of a fun video, I think. Yeah, our church has Formed, a lot of great videos on the faith. Yes, Formed is great, and they also have the Lectio Bible Study series on there, and that's a great Bible study series as well. Lectio is that one, so that one's a fun one. Formed is pretty great. Our parish has Formed, and it's just wonderful. yeah, I've listened to most of the studies. They also have the whole Symbolon series on there, which is really wonderful, which is what a lot of parishes use for RCIA programs, which is actually what we're using for RCIA in my parish too. So yeah. Okay. But yeah, Bibles. Someday we'll get a perfect translation like the RSVCE. Someday we'll get the perfect Bible. Not saying that the RSVCE is the perfect translation. It's just the best one that I've found so far, that I like the best. And it's liked by a lot of biblical scholars. So someday we'll get the perfect Bible that has wide margins, all the notes, and all the things, and is perfect. But we're not there yet. We're getting there, though. So I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. It's just fun hanging out with you guys sometimes and just talking about things that are interesting. So yeah. If there's no other questions that come up, I think we're just going to call it a day because you guys are great, and I shared with you some of my pros, cons on Bibles and kind of what I look for when I'm looking at them. And yeah, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. It is Sunday, which is pretty wonderful. If I remember right on the date, I think it's Memorial of Padre Pio as well, so that's fun. That's a great feast day, so let's see. Yeah, anyway. Hope you have a wonderful upcoming week too. Mine's going to be a bit quite crazy, but that's okay. Okay, I see you, JP Saved by Grace. Let me know what your question is. You said quick question. Yeah, I can hang out for a little bit longer. That's fine. No worries. It's kind of fun sometimes just to do these so you guys can really ask questions about what you've got questions on. No problem, Eric. Yes, I should totally do a Verbum video soon. That would be really a lot of fun. Jesus says his words will not pass away. Are they if we don't have a perfect Bible? We're never going to have a perfect Bible because Bibles are like printed by people and people make mistakes. So like, yeah, Jesus' words won't pass away, but you know that he didn't actually write anything down either. The apostles wrote things down after his death. And so the Bible is only part of Revelation. The other part is sacred tradition, which is really important when you look into the Bible. Like, the Bible just did not fall from the sky with the canon already intact. So, yeah, the Bibles, we might not ever have a perfect Bible with all the perfect words and the perfect margins and the perfect everything, but we've got Jesus's words, and that's all we can go on. And we can always go back to the original languages. I mean, plus, if we look at it, what language the Bible should be in, like any language you can read it, but I really like it when we can get into like the Hebrew, Greek, and Latin Bibles, because those are the languages that were around at Jesus's time, and they're also like the languages that were on the cross. So like, that's just awesome. So anyway, I'm rambling now. So have a great afternoon, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday and have a great week. I'll see you all on Wednesday. God bless.